Alright, I'm just gonna get straight into this because I was trying to start the stream and I was just fucked it up. So I'm just gonna do it live. Yeah, I wanted to do another art stream, but also I wanted to talk about um, some news in War Thunder. I remember the last stream I said that I was going to maybe get back into it at some point. Um, but I don't know. Now I'm not so sure. Um, I think yesterday, Gaijin announced Tier 7 tanks, or uh, just Tier 7 in general. Um, which, on paper sounds great, can't wait. But it just, they still haven't fixed any of the battle ratings for the tanks that may have gotten horrible, penetration changes. And also, um, they I've heard that some of the tanks didn't get penetration changes even though they were supposed to. I hear the T-29 is doing really well because the T-34, the American heavy tank that is, didn't get changed for some reason. Even though it's got a larger caliber gun and higher um, velocity, I hear it's just still not as good as the T-29 for some reason. I hear it didn't get changed at all, so that's just great. Um, But this whole tier 7 thing is just kind of it really goes to show that it seems Gaijin doesn't really care much about anything the community wants, and they just want more reasons for people to buy premium accounts or tier 6 fucking premiums, which God knows are going to happen at this point. And they're just trying to make money, which I mean, that is the goal of a company, just period. But it as a developer, it really does kind of seem like a shitty thing to do. Um, God knows I have no interest in any of the tier fucking 7 tanks. I barely had interest in the tier 6 ones. So, if I do play War Thunder, it will definitely not be ground forces. Uh, just considering um, new penetration changes and just a brand new reason to for everyone to start grinding it. But it really doesn't seem like they're paying attention to anything really. I mean, we've I haven't really been paying attention to most of it, but I've just been hearing most of the stuff that on the dev blog. They're just they teased a new tier 7 British tank or something along those lines, and it just think I've just officially lost interest. Like they keep on adding things when they could be fixing the things that are already in the game. Um, so yeah, just miss me with that. So I'm not gonna bother with that anymore. But who knows? Maybe if they unfuck it, then maybe I'll come back. But as for right now, it looks like the content drop will continue, especially given War Thunder. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't have any other games to play besides this, Overwatch, and Warframe. Warframe is like aids to watch, and I just really have no interest in playing Overwatch anymore. Um, so I guess that's that. I didn't really announce that I was going to go live, so I doubt this will get any views. But still, I felt like I needed to say that. Not that anyone cared, but and I'm sure, you know, other people are voicing their disdainful opinions of what Gaijin's doing at this time, but I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I mean, they basically just don't even care about uh, hair battles anymore, and that just we get maybe some new map or something, and that's about it. And no changes to the game mode. It's still just fighter deathmatch all the time, and it gets boring, and I'm not having fun with it anymore. And I'm not sure if this is the official end, but that's probably on its way. Again, not that anyone really cared, but that's just no more War Thunder. That's what I'm saying. At least for now. Who knows? Maybe my channel will become an art channel. Not that that's successful either. YouTube seems to go out of its way to kill anything that advocates people making a living off of talent or anything like that. God knows animating on YouTube is a no-go anymore, so YouTube it's the age of just that good old corporate enterprising, I guess, to just say, you know, fuck all the people that use our platform or play our game or whatever the fuck, and just, you know, let's make money. Let's give reasons for them to, you know, sell their souls so that they can either be a successful content creator or just make any progress playing our game. So, and I hear it's a similar situation. Blizzard laid off 800 employees. I hear it was more so, it was none of the development teams, as far as I understand. It was, I think it had something to do with the esports division, because I guess that had swollen up after the first Overwatch League, so they laid everyone off. And I think, which is kind of weird, because I mean they're starting the Overwatch League up again. Maybe they realized they didn't need that many people or something, but I don't know. And simultaneously, I'm pretty sure Activision Blizzard announced very shortly. They didn't announce, as far as I know, they didn't announce that they were laying off 800 people. I think that was like an inside scoop that some like journalist got, but I'm not 100% on that. But very shortly before that, or I'm not sure when. I haven't actually looked into it. I've just heard all of this through hearsay, really. I heard that Activision Blizzard announced that they've had really high profits and all that, and it was one of their best years or something like that, and then they laid off 800 people out of like a, I don't know, 9,000 something people company. So that's the news as it is. Take it as you will. Guess there's just no one out there looking out for us anymore, I guess. On a, I was gonna say on a much less depressing note, but I have nothing to say, so that's what you're gonna get until I can think of something to say. Otherwise, I'm just kind of doodling right now. This isn't anything in particular. just something to keep me from having idle hands. I don't take it the stream will go for very long. I'll finish whatever this is and ramble about anything I find to ramble about, and then that'll be the end of it, I guess. I am live, right? Or am I recording? No, I am live. I can't seem to find my stream on the PlayStation. I usually have it up so I can see what's going on, but I guess not. How do I get this to go away? There we go. Go away. Fully. There we go. Hold on 1 second. So that's that. Okay, there we go. There's the stream. Guess I really should do this more often. Maybe not always as a kind of like a I'll hear me talking thing, but because I do draw a lot, so I might as well capitalize on it. Not that these are monetized or anything. I don't really care about any of that. Just to get more stuff on the channel. Put it out there, you know. Fuck. Yeah, other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I know I'm live, yeah. Just usually my phone gives me little updates on like stream health and like stuff like that, but it wasn't doing that, so I wasn't sure if I was just recording it or if I was live. into the things I draw when I have nothing else to draw. Fucking anime nonsense. Really does suck, because I hate anime. I'm forced to constantly create that which I have vowed to destroy. How ironic. Like that. Bad. Go away. Do something a little more abstract. For some reason it's not showing chat on my phone, it just shows it on the TV. Guess it's good that I've got it up on the TV. But it also means that I might miss shit. So, if I don't answer something. You seen the Outer Worlds gameplay? I haven't. No, I haven't really been looking into it. Because I purposefully don't want to get hyped for it. I'm sure I'll look into it. This is what I did with fucking. What's that one game that's coming out? Cyberpunk. I haven't really looked into it because I just kind of want to have a fresh experience with it. Because God knows I'm probably gonna buy both of those games. So I purposefully haven't looked into it. I've heard a lot of stuff. I heard that I don't know how true any of this is, but I've heard that you can't play in third person, but I think there's a character creator. I'm not sure how that works out. Really diminishes the ability of memes that we can do. I doubt that we'll be able to enjoy the intergalactic adventures of like Randy Savage or something like that. So that's gonna diminish that a bit. So, but I am interested in it. I do want to see more. but I'm not actively keeping tabs on it. That and Cyberpunk. I'm interested in Cyberpunk. I want to see how that turns out. Hope that one's good. Might color this. At least I have. So did you say anything? I can't see the live chat very well. If I don't answer you, it's probably because I just didn't see it. So, you think you could do streams like these and draw concept art for the card game? Yeah, I was actually gonna mention that. I have some stuff. I don't want to go through my gallery because it's all fucking messed up in there. So, but yeah, I wanted to mention that I would do. I am interested in doing more stuff for the card game. I actually did something last night that I'll send you when I have a chance. But yeah, I would like to do more of that because I feel like, honestly, with a lot of these designs, I feel like maybe it would be more interesting to kind of almost depart from the whole card game aspect. I know it would be a lot harder to realize in any other form, but I feel with like a lot of the effort put into these, that a lot of the interest would be lost in the form of just cards. But I mean, such is the nature of things, so. I actually was looking at a bunch of pictures of like disfigured World War I veterans, because I wanted to get more inspiration. I guess is what you can call that. And I've got some idea for things. It's difficult because I want to pursue like a specific style. And I feel like that's hard to do. Like I feel like you can't really mix the whole you can't mix the whole like Mad Max and Fallout. They don't do the same thing. Like they're similar concepts, the whole post-apocalyptic thing, but they're two very distinct styles. And I don't want to copy another style or all of the styles. Like you can't really in a believable fashion like put everything into like a one of those post-apocalyptic settings. Like I don't think that that's feasible. So I want to find like a very like, do we want to make it a kind of a grittier realization, or something with a little bit more, pizzazz? And what would look best? What styles could I really capture with the most, thought and creativity? What could I? That's just what I've been thinking about, though. I'm not sure what I want to follow. I've got a lot of ideas, but a lot of them, are conflicting. I can't like put everything into it, because otherwise, there's no way that you could really take the game seriously or any of the concepts seriously. I'm not really sure where to go from this. I don't like the arms. I feel like I've made looks pretty top heavy. Let's do some wacky anime stuff to make this look better. Feel like you should probably. Feel like I wouldn't be able to do. Well, I don't mean maybe not a 3D environment. Um, like uh, like Darkest Dungeon is a good example. I really like the art style in Darkest Dungeon. I also really like the whole combat and layout of the game. Like I feel like that's a really good way. The the characters on screen are distinct and defined, and the art style is very concise. And I think it would make more sense, maybe not as a card game, but more of a like something where you can really appreciate the quality. And I feel like if we leave the card game, we could also make the game more complex, and we wouldn't have to rely on just like set health, set attack or whatever. We could add more thought into it. Honestly, like, but I still like this. I like the idea that I just explained more, but I feel like the PS1 graphics thing. I almost feel like that's a style in of itself, and I don't. I think that like not enough people are like maximizing on what would be really nostalgic for a lot of people. That kind of like really, really shitty, very low polygon kind of look. But I feel like you can make that look good. Like I saw one guy, he basically rendered all of. I think just try some different styles and we can put it up to a vote. So when you mean styles, do you mean like themes? Do you mean like because I'm not really talking about art style. I feel like I can capture really any. I'm not to fucking toot my own horn or anything, but like I feel like the art style is not an issue. I feel like the theme. Do we want like a kind of a? Do we want a disgusting kind of wasteland, or do we want like a wacky fun time? Go out there. Like a Rage 2 or what Rage kind of wasteland, or are we looking like at a Mad Max, or you know, uh, insert other games here? um, like I feel like I could do well with like do we with any of them. I feel like we should probably. I don't know. Maybe here. I'll stop doing this, and maybe I'll just kind of brain some storms. What kind of game are you thinking about making it like? Um, I'm not sure I follow the question. Do you mean like a that is a good question. Darkest Dungeon really is a good example. I really like the layout of that game. Obviously, I wouldn't want to just directly copy it. Um, but I like the aspect of you kind of build a team or you build a group, and you have a set objective, and I never played like Hearthstone or any of the popular like card games that are popular for God knows what reason. No offense to anyone out there, but like I don't know, and I know that I'm not a writer. Fuck if I can make a story. I mean, it would be more difficult to kind of follow a narrative or something like that. Not to say that we couldn't do that, because I feel like that would still be accomplishable. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and I have been giving it a lot of thought and getting pretty much nowhere. But um, I don't know. I feel like there's more that we can achieve. The theme. Um, Let's see. Well, I'm not sure because I feel like anything can be interesting. I feel like if you I feel like I'm probably more inclined to make something not super gritty, not like the road kind of gritty, um, but something more serious, um, kind of closest to in the vein to Mad Max. Like it doesn't take itself super seriously. There's still, crazy shit going on. There's weird shit, but it does carry itself very well whereas, games like Rage or the newest Far Cry are just like, woo, bright colors, flashy stuff, wackiness, we got guns that launch saw blades or whatever the hell. Um I'm not sure how far into the sci-fi aspect I want to go with it too, because I know that that's like Fallout. We're uh, Logan is for that answer. We've been thinking about making a game for a while, and it started off as just kind of a card game, really, um, and it's kind of a post-apocalyptic meme. Um, but we're basically brainstorming ideas. So if you've got any good ideas on what makes a good post-apocalyptic game, we're really just freeballing it here, essentially. Um, but like, as I was saying, Fallout is like the post-apocalypse. The whole wasteland thing with the sci-fi turned up all the way to the max. Like that's you got robots and laser weapons and everything's like nuclear powered and all that. Um, and I don't know how far I want to get into the whole sci-fi thing. Like I mean the whole concept in general is pretty sci-fi, but I feel like we should use a little bit of it, but not in an overdone kind of way. Like Fallout can be pretty ridiculous sometimes, with the fucking fusion powered everything. Like I feel like we can make it a little bit more realistic, but still somewhat believable. I guess we would have to iron out like a time frame and some kind of I don't know, a storyline, or not a storyline, but like some kind of I don't know what I'm fucking saying. My brain is just a sack of shit right now. Like I'm not sure how far we should take anything, and I feel like I mean, as an artist, I know that I can depict most of anything, but I'm not sure what would be most interesting to depict. And I really I do I'm just tripping over my brain. I'm not sure what the fuck is um I don't know. I'll take some outside input from here. I don't feel like I'm talking too much. Um It would be kind of hard to regulate the dust without making it an unoriginal turn-based RPG. Yeah, that is I get that. What are the other games that I can think of that have kind of a similar what I'm looking for? Not sure. I don't play very many games. I don't know. Maybe the most and I mean it's definitely easier on paper, but maybe it's just easier to come up with something that just come up with something, Like I know that's a lot easier on paper, easier said than done. Um, I don't know. I'm an artist, not a game developer. Think of. That's what I'm. Oh, that's Ben. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Logan's Demon Slayer. Always get you guys mixed up. Ah, my fucking eyes hurt. Ugh. I'm not sure. I forgot to fucking play any music again. Always fucking do that. Has anyone said anything? I haven't been paying attention. Fucking headset, so uncomfortable. In what you want, then figure the best. How so do you mean? What do you mean by that? You mean like... I don't even think we can make a roadmap because we don't want we don't know where we want to go yet. Um, yeah, yeah, 2D does kind of limit us, but 3D is infinitely more difficult to realize, you know? Like I don't know I don't know how we would achieve what we're trying to get. I mean, I don't know anything about like fucking, you know, uh 3D modeling or anything like that, and you know that I put a lot of fucking detail in all this shit. And I don't know, maybe it would be we're just kind of doodling right now. To that answer in chat. I say we're like a multiple people. I'm um but I don't know, maybe we could find some kind of I don't know, some kind of tackiness, not tackiness, quirkiness in making, I don't know, less designed things. Maybe I could try to make more stylized or caricatured things that would be easier to realize in a 3D environment. Um, or, you know, you could just become a professional 3D modeler. um, what if we did it like Doom and the original Elder Scrolls? Just like uh like sprites that always face you. Um That way I'd only have to draw one thing per character. I mean, obviously, that's a joke, but I don't know. I feel like no one's doing that either. I feel like you can make a good kind of like retro game like that in the kind of Doom style with the 3D environments but 2D entities, sprites and stuff like that. I feel like that could be a meme that no one's really done. Well, no, I guess what was that one game? I'm just making sure. Is it definitely going to be post-apocalyptic? I don't know. Cuz I've got a lot of ideas. I've got like a bunch of like generic fantasy stuff in my head, but also like, I've got like sci-fi stuff, post-apocalyptic stuff. There's definitely, I mean, there's not any real way that we could, uh fuse all of that unless I don't know. I can't even think of a game that did that. It reminds me of Samurai Jack, really. I guess that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from, is like a sci-fi environment and kind of a dingy future setting, but not completely ironed into like post-apocalyptic. Like there's still, in Samurai Jack there was like sword fights and all that nonsense and ninjas and shit. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know I don't know what we're looking for. I'm really just a bucket of like cool looking things, and I mean I don't know. I just draw what comes into my head, and I don't know where it fits in. I don't know where it's supposed to go. I'm just I'm just fucking going. Like, dude, yeah, like I don't know where it's all supposed to be. Like I feel we could feel like if I didn't have to design an open world, then I could work on the models more. Oh, some more like what do you mean? Like a narrative game? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of factors in here. Making video games is hard. That's what I found out. Um, nope, not that. Yeah, I don't even begin to know where to start for any of this. I mean, like I said, a 3D game would take infinitely more work, and I mean even then we would if you mean a narrative style that we could, we would that would I don't know, man. I'm just fucking my brain's not running. Brain's never running. Esque sci-fi fantasy mix seems pretty original. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, it is. It's definitely original. But it's original because no one has been dumb enough to do it. Um, I mean, I heard that's what they started with when they made Destiny. Destiny was I forgot what the term they used, but it was like sci fantasy or science fiction mixed with that kind of you know like the enemy names. Like you got guardians and titans and hunters and stuff like that, but also you're fighting like wizards and shit like that, and druids or whatever acolytes. It has a very different but that really only fits to the naming scheme. I guess there is, you pull out swords and shields every now and then in Destiny, but like it's still somewhat pretty grounded in a sci-fi experience. And I guess the sci-fi part of it is the biggest part, and that it just kind of encompasses the rest of the, you know, it's sci-fi with so and so elements or whatever. Like, I just don't know how we would make that believable. Like, obviously, you know, you can't have like you know, a fucking wizard flying a spaceship. I mean, I guess you could. I guess if you just really said, "Fuck it," here's, you know, uh, the wizard in a spaceship, and that's what you were, that's what you went with. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna start on a new canvas. I don't like drawing that small. I don't know. Maybe maybe we should step away from the post-apocalyptic as a theme and more as a style, and we make everything like, or I can kind of make everything look dingy. Like, we could have like, you know, whatever different setting we want. Like, we could, you know, have multiple area. I'm not. This is less into into the game design, but more into the concepts of things. Like, we could put it really anywhere we want, but I could still give it that kind of very old. Everything is like kind of a second nature. Has, you know, like, that would be the style of it. It would have a very, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. And it could be, you know, it would be just generic sci-fi, but we would add in the elements of fantasy by having it in, you know, locations that are not normally, you know, seen in sci-fi. Like, you think of like, um, fuck if I know, man. I don't know. I'm just losing my mind. I think my stream crashed on the TV. Oh, wait. No, there it was for a second. Give me 1 second. Un momento. Okay, there we go. I wish I could think of an example of what I'm thinking of. Maybe it can be like sort of like comes with a hub. You can choose a mission. It seems kind of like during open world. Yeah, I like that. That could be, and then we could incorporate different kind of combat, and you could still use 3D models theoretically, but since they would be um, weird magical alien stuff, some space magic, throw in some space magic in there. I'm always down with the space magic. Um, I don't know. So lots. I think maybe it's too early to think of like a setting so much as we need. I think maybe the theme. I like where you're going. I think we're on the same page as far as theme goes. The thematics of sci-fi. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. I don't know what it would be called, but I think you got what I mean. Um, I mean, maybe we don't even have to really get into that as much. Um, I don't know. I just draw. I don't. My brain don't think so good. It's really dank. We need to make a dank video game. It's really dank and dingy. It's the vibe I'm going for. It's the gritty dankness. Like I really feel like, and I don't want it to be super gritty and dark and just depressing. Like my best, like imagine Skyrim, but with like in that kind of environment. We're talking about open. It doesn't. It's not barren. It's not a wasteland. It's not uh fucking dirty, but it's still got remnants. Maybe kind of a post-apocalyptic in the sense that it's like society as we know it ended ages ago, and it's nature's kind of reclaimed a lot of what there is, but not in the Far Cry New Dawn where everything turns pink for some reason, but more so in a realistic kind of like Chernobyl environment, but also sci-fi and maybe with space magic. That's where I'm thinking. That's where I'm leading. And I also I like the idea of the whole other planet thing, but I still want the settings to be very familiar. That's why I gave Skyrim as an example. Like I want trees instead of like big mushrooms or something like that. I want a familiar setting. Nothing too otherworldly. I mean, it could still be otherworldly. I'm not saying like we could put it on an like it could be on another planet and it can have that. I guess that would mean I would have to design flora and fauna and environments that look somewhat Earth-like, but not completely. You know, but I don't know. Just rambling again. I don't know what this is, by the way. I'm just doodling again. just do? Took a Metal Gear Solid approach with this one, I guess. Again, if anyone said anything, I may have missed it. Any ideas? Anything else that I can spit out? Because, I don't know what this is. I just kind of did this. I don't know. This could be something. I feel like, still a lot of iron work with the ironing out whatever we're, looking for in terms of a style or something, but, or a setting or anything like that. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, the card game was a good place to start from, but I like the idea that we can do something original, more ambitious, more, a little bit more difficult, mind you, but still something that we can actually sink more creativity into instead of doing some kind of a generic, you know, thing, something less original, something that we can actually, be proud of once we're done, and be not like, here's a digital version of a card game we made in middle school, but something more realized, a little more thought in it. again, this is just more kind of doodling. Kind of testing what I think might be a good style, but, you know, we'll see. I'm trying to pay attention to see if anyone says anything in chat, but keep in mind that if I do not answer or say anything, it's because I probably didn't see it, so. Yeah, and if anyone said anything, I've probably missed it. kind of got carried away with this one, but yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what it's supposed to be anymore. Alright, well. Kind of, yeah, got real carried away in this one, but I think that's all I'm going to do for today. I may, I might be doing this more often, little art streams. So stay tuned for next time, and I'll probably put all the stuff that I did in this stream up on Instagram or on my PlayStation community. So I'll see you later, and thanks for sticking in with whatever the fuck this was. So I'll see ya.